Hi guys and welcome to I'm a Biker, and here we have the Himalayan with us, the new Himalayan. It's been a good few days, a good few weeks actually. We have the detailed review already up, but we want to talk about a key aspect that I think a lot of people are not talking about, and that is about living with the Himalayan, how it is from a daily use point of view. And yeah, it's been about 3-4 weeks now with the Himalayan, and I think we are used it a lot in the city as well, apart from all the off-road fun that we did. And so yeah, let's get into the details. I think the first thing that we should talk about is the weight and the weight balance, and it's a big bike, right? It's like we concluded in our main review, it is top heavy and you need a certain amount of skill to ride it. If you want to ride it like proper, like how it is meant to, you need to skill up. You rode it more in the city. So how did you feel?
Since it's a little bit top heavy, I had to spend more time on it to get used to that
like for
riding style.
Your normal daily ride is a Mojo. And from that to this.
This feels very heavy after riding Mojo. Already Mojo is a heavy bike. It's difficult to ride in city, but this feels even more heavier. But when I go back to Mojo from this, I feel Mojo is lighter.
No, I think the main fact is that, see, that's like a street sport cruiser touring thing. So this is like a proper adventure bike. So I think in general all adventure bikes are going to be top heavy, relatively top heavier than the rest of the bikes. I think the biggest change was the riding style. So you can't basically lean with the bike. You have to always counter it. Change in riding style is very important while riding this. I think you either get used to it or you realize from day one that if I ride my normal street riding with this, it's not going to happen. You have to take that turn with, pushing it.
And one more reason to better to counter is because of the tires also.
The 21-inch rather skinny tires. You want maximum grip. I mean, you want your control to be more easier. So that change in riding style I think was the most
once you change that riding style, when you start countering at the turns, you are faster than other bikes.
And plus, even if there is potholes and everything, these suspensions,
you don't have to stop for anything.
I mean, see, that's one point I really wanted to convey is that your normal route on your normal street bike, there are places where you slow down, right, for that speed breaker, for that pothole. When you take the Himalayan through the same route, those things disappear. They are not there anymore. They're like, oh, was it somebody called you from?
You don't even feel that.
It's like that. So in that way, I think the suspensions are killer. I mean, they're superb. I mean, even when we did like crazy off-road stuff, it was still.
It never maxed out. Even the front suspension or the rear suspension, it never maxed out, no matter what we did.
From city use, it's like superb. It's really comfortable. So in the city, in my experience, I didn't get stuck in like peak Bangalore traffic. Even then, there's a lot of heat thrown out. Yes, the radiator did kick in, but radiator kicks in a little bit late according to me.
It's very late. It's almost you get all the heat and then the radiator starts working.
Maybe it should kick in a bit more.
A little bit earlier.
But yeah, there's a lot of heat thrown at you in traffic. But out on the highway, out when you're doing some off-roading stuff, and even then we were mostly in first, second, third gear, we didn't have that heat issue. But yeah, city traffic, you really feel that heat.
I was thinking we were just wearing the riding gear, so we didn't feel the heat.
But when you're in city and you're doing your daily commute, you're wearing
when you're wearing jeans pant, you will definitely feel that hot breeze
coming at you. So I think one reason for all that heating up in city traffic, I feel, is that what we noticed while off-roading, all the power is beyond 3000 RPM. Power and torque.
You have to keep revving
so
there.
In city traffic, you have to like constantly be at the throttle.
Or else it will not even move.
There are two ways to think about it, okay? So when you're slowing down for like a big speed breaker, you have to come down to first, because if you take it in second, it will kind of feel sluggish and you need that first to really get the power back on. The second option is, of course, trust the suspensions, jump it, take it in second, third or
but in bumper to bumper traffic, you can't do that. Happening. You have to stay in first gear.
So in that way, when you keep giving the throttle, it's probably another reason why it heats up so much more in city traffic. But one thing was awesome is the riding position and stance. You sit very tall on the bike.
You see everything.
You can see everything. You can see everything that is around you. You can find the right spots to go through and navigate this big bike through all of that. So I rode it mostly during the day. How was your experience in the night riding?
Headlights, there is no much throw. If there are street lights on the road, you can't even see if the light is on or not.
Okay. So typical LED headlights, you know. I mean, if there is anything else, any other light source, it's gone.
It's gone.
So definitely aux lamps of some sort.
Yeah, you definitely need aux lamps for this.
I've had some experience with while taking it in the basement and everything. There, of course, you know, no other lights. It seems okay, you know, but out on the highway, I don't think you can maintain speeds above like 80 or something.
No, I would say 60, 70.
Yeah, even that bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not more than that. Yeah.
In the night riding, okay. Coming to the tires, these tires are really hard. They are meant for on and off road. But where it loses out is when you're trying to have some fun riding on the tarmac. So if you try to open the throttle a bit early on the tarmac, and if you're trying to have a little bit of sport fun with it, it sort of feels very twitchy. You almost feel like the rear will lose grip if you give any more throttle at some spots, not like daily normal riding, but when you want to do some sporty riding with this.
Especially when you are revving, that sudden jump of power is there at 3000 RPM. And sometimes it drifts there.
Yeah, so you feel a little bit of I mean, in some ways it's fun. It's fun when you lose a bit of traction, right? You're like, okay, that's nice.
In traffic, it's a bit annoying.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying. So one thing that I think a lot of people are waiting for before picking up the Himalayan is the tubeless tires. Because I think that's definitely a must. In most cases, you're fine with the normal tube tires itself, but it adds that extra sense of security that, you know, okay.
Extra safety.
And especially with this, you are not going to stick to the roads all the time. You want to do some things which you would not do with your street bike. So there's going to be places where there are going to be some thorns, nails and something. So you want that added safety of the tubeless tires.
Even here in this terrain, we can't say what's there and
you don't know what's hidden underneath the leaves, right? Even glass pieces for that matter. Something could just go in and create a problem. We did the mileage test. We did tankful mileage test. We did about, I think, 113 kilometers and we got a mileage of 21. In that test, a lot of it, almost 50% of that was off-road riding. So first, second, third gear. So benefit of the doubt, probably about 25 in city use, or maybe even 26. There are some guys who were saying comments on our Instagram video, the mileage test wala video, that's saying that they got close to 30 while you riding it on eco mode. But
there is no fun in eco mode.
But eco mode, it's very non-responsive.
It feels like 100, 150cc bike.
It's very sluggish in eco mode. And we personally, I'm going to say this for you as well, that what's the point in buying the Himalayan and riding it in eco mode? I mean, you want that fun, right? I mean, unless you're really low on petrol and you really want to make sure you reach somewhere.
People might ride it because daily use. Some people might ride it to save fuel or something, but you're not going to have fun.
Not going to have fun. You want that pull sometimes, just a little bit of open road, you want to cover that. We rode it like we normally would any bike ever, or normally would ride our everyday bike, same conditions and everything, and that's when we got 21. Okay, there is more off-roading in that, but I think 25 benefit of the doubt for normal fun riding you'll get with the Himalayan. So a lot of guys asked us, how is it different from the old Himalayan overall and also in city use, everything. But let's stick to the overall viewpoint. The overall viewpoint is that the old Himalayan was such that you could sit on it and ride and it will do everything you want it to do and more. Even if you are not skilled, you could still get away with it.
It was very forgiving.
It was very forgiving. You could do a lot of stuff, you could get away with it. But the new Himalayan, you can still do a lot of stuff. I think for most of us, the bike's capability and capacity to do a lot of stuff is way higher than our capacity. So you need to quite literally upskill yourself. You can use it as a daily bike, take it and ride it like any other bike, no problem. But when you want to do some adventure stuff, you really need to get the skills, the right technique. Unlike the previous Himalayan where you could just dump it into a pit, you could just jump over something and survive and the bike will be fine. Like, I'm okay.
But you can still do it, but you will strain yourself a lot. Without learning the right technique, you will strain yourself very badly.
Exactly. That's the exact point I want to convey. You can do much more with this than the previous Himalayan, but you need to upskill a bit more than what you are right now to really enjoy this bike. You can do a lot of stuff, but you'll go very tired because of that top heavy nature and everything. So you need to increase your fitness, increase your skill and learn how to ride proper adventure bikes, not just in general Himalayan. and then you'll have a lot of fun on this Himalayan. That's the way this bike has been designed.
Yeah.
Coming to other basic stuff like brakes, nothing really to complain over there. Everything's really good. Dual channel ABS works fine. Switch off the rear ABS works even more fun. You can just slide it around.
But not on roads.
Of course,
please.
Of course. Only places like this and off-road and everywhere. Coming to overall build quality, nothing really to complain about. In fact, I think it's really good because we have dropped it multiple times already and it's still in one piece. So that's something to really talk about because it can take a beating and still function fine.
Yeah.
And overall, I think if you're looking at this from a grown-up Himalayan, from the previous Himalayan, no, this is a totally new bike. This is
no comparison.
No comparison. This is a totally new.
This is better in few ways, and old Himalayan is better in few ways.
Yeah.
But there is no comparison.
There's no comparison. This is a totally new bike, a totally different way to look at it, totally different way to ride it, and totally different way to have fun on it. We like it. If you have any questions, do let us know in the comment below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.